Welcome, yogis, to Kundalini Awakening. It's my honor to be here today with each of you as you hold this space, as you feel this grace. Kundalini is an energy that lies dormant at the base of our spine. We're going to be sending it up to the crown of our head. You're already feeling the energy already as we slowly start to move chakra to chakra upward towards our destination, which surrounds us. And this beautiful expansion that you're holding, when you're ready, let's all exhale together. Just release that energy all around you. Again, deep breath in, feel it at the root, and then exhale. Let it surround you. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it surround you. Deep breath in. Surround you. Each inhale, bring it all the way to your root. Exhale, let it surround you. Good. One more. Beautiful, yogis. Just be here. Just relax into the space, relax into the silence. Let yourself just be here or feel each other's presence. Feel the stillness, the silence, the spaciousness. Just like being on the sea, we are swimming in the sea of ourselves. We are connected by the ocean of our being. This is the Brahma. The Brahma is the universal, it is the ocean. And we're in an ocean of breath. We are in an ocean of body, just like body and blood. And the wind is our circulation. It's what moves it, brings everything into motion. And that's why our breath is our medicine. Our breath is our life. And we're going to be taking from two sources today. The first is the light of the sun, the energy, the Shiva energy, that which dwells around us, that's what surrounds us. And that's which within us, within the Shiva, there's the Shakti. There's no doing, there's no having. It's all within, all creation, all manifestation. So there's no separation. So the seeking becomes sat. The seeking becomes sought. We are here, we are clear. Have no fear. Let the darkness just move away as you clear a straight path to your practice, to the teaching, to this moment. I want to start with the mantra to honor the traditions of the Kundalini. It's a very simple mantra. It starts with Maha. Maha means great. So when you say Maha, it means great. Adi, Shakti, to the dormant, awakening. It's like you're like praying to a seed to grow. So you're planting a seed in the soil to grow. Maha, great Kundalini energy. Kundalini Namo Namaha, so exalted. We're saluting you, we're bowing to you, we're in practice to you, we're in devotion to you. We are in this program together, we're in this awakening, we're in this time together. And I'll just start chanting it, and when you feel like you want to chime in with the vibe, you can chant along. Again, you can also just listen. This is your first time chanting this together, and it's a real honor. I can already feel the energy stirring in myself, so the mantra just comes through, and the mantra brings meaning to our being. So we're being independent of this consciousness. We're allowing this consciousness, this spirit, to enter our our sphere, our circle. It's no different than being on the ocean of our being. We all have our surfboards, that's our yoga mats. And now the wave is coming. You want to catch the wave, you ride the mantra, you ride the meaning. And let it become a feeling. You make it your own. It's not what we say, it's how we say it. So it's all about the energy that we're going to be projecting through. So we're not singing. There's no singing today. This is a sounding. Right? You're being sounded. As you're grounded, you will grow with this beautiful sound, this beautiful energy, as we awaken it, as we allow itself to permeate our meaning, our being. So we're going to do it all together. Simply put, it is Maha Adi Shakti Kundalini Namo Namaha. Just let it permeate your body, and we're going to start to chant all together as we start to feel this energy. And when you do the mantra, it's really nice to do it on a breath. So you'll hear me, I'll always inhale, and then I'll sing out the mantra. And then as I really get into the mantra, get into the meaning, I might do several rounds before I take a breath. This is going to where you go deeper and deeper into your consciousness, letting this Kundalini spirit in, because you have to invite spirits in, good spirits like this, because this spirit lives inside of us. We're awakening it. It's no different than waking up someone you love. You're waking up this energy inside of us. We do it nice and strong, but we also do it nice and sweetly. We also do it nice and softly. So we'll start slow and we'll work it up. Adi Shakti Kundalini Namo Namaha. this universe that my being is a part of, like an ocean that is filled with droplets. I receive this energy. I release into this energy. What is dormant? What is hidden is now revealed, exposed. And through this vulnerability, we find great strength, like the blossoming of a rose. There's a sweetness to it. There's a surrender. Every challenge that we're going to be faced with today is an opportunity to grow. Every challenge you feel in your body is an opportunity to grow. Through it. Can't go under it, can't suppress it, can't go over it, can't ignore it, escape it. Gotta go right through it. And this is what we call piercing. Imagine a seed that is planted in soil, receiving its first drink of water. A seed can lie dormant for years. And just a little bit of hydration, a little bit of this energy, this life force, this Shakti can awaken it. And as we coincide with spring, this energy is permeating through this whole building. We feel its gravity, it's the weight of it, the responsibility of it, the pressure. And that's what gives us the strength to grow towards it, towards that light, inner and outer. The great Shakti, the great creative force energy, comes out of the Shiva, which is the awareness. Because of the light, because of the weight of that light, all creation is a manifestation, a pattern, a rhythm, an om. Beautiful yogis. Ready? Let's place our hands over our heart center and just set your intention for today. Right? As you can tell, this is not like any other class you've ever been to. That was just the warm-up. Just getting started. And this is why it's really important to set your intention now that you're clear and here. The science of yoga is the entrainment. Right? Your thoughts and feelings have now connected to the collective. We are all in the same frequency, we're in the same vibration. It takes about 15 minutes to bring everyone into harmony, bring everyone into solidarity. So as you rest here in this moment, let's set the intention, the inner tension, not just for being here, but what's going to keep you here, what's going to keep this energy, what's going to keep it growing towards that light. You're grounded right now. It's like you're feeding it water, feeding the seed water. Not too much water, not too much pressure, not too much weight, right? Just enough. Just enough. Not enough, can't grow. Too much, can't grow. So in this grounded state, let's find what is balance. That intention will be that thing that you call upon to find that balance. As you breathe and be, it will bring that meaning to your being. It will bring that meaning to your being. So we're going to do 7 ohms for the 7 chakras. I'd like you to just keep your hands where they are. You can move your hands through this process. But for right now, just let your hands just connect with your body. And as we ohm, you're going to feel the energy. I'm going to be moving them through the chakras. So we're going to start with the Muladhara, the root. And again, if you place your hands, in these points, you can also follow the chakras. But the intention is always seated in the heart, because the heart is the self. This is the Atma. The Atma is the individuated form of the Brahma. And that's the first root lock we're going to untie. This Granthi, this psychic knot in our bodies that prevents the Kundalini energy from rising. Whether it's been suppressed, whether we've done it to ourselves or our culture has done it to ourselves, to us collectively, we're here to untie it, we're here to pierce it, we're here to open it. So hands can be where they want, but if you'd like to start at the root, you can just place your hands just right at your hips area. Just being aware that, the root of your spine is here. And we're just gonna send the energy, because energy always follows awareness. And when we use our hands, our haptic system, this is the most sensitive point on our bodies, hands, mouth. That's why chanting stimulates our brain to draw our attention to this area. So for Muladhara, for the root chakra, you can just place your hands kind of on the pelvis, hips, just below the genitals, on the genitals, right? Just that whole area at the root of the spine. And you don't have to move your hands, because the first 2 are really hand in hand, the root and where you feel like this energy is for you. In Chinese medicine, we call the lower dantian, the lower power center. So just focusing here for the first 2 ohms. You don't have to move your hands, but you'll feel the energy. The first one is to awaken. The second one is to send it through to the Swadhisthana, the 2nd chakra. The visualization is red into orange, because you're taking the frequency of the Om, which is white light. The Om is the eternal. And we're refracting it, much like you've seen with the prism. The white light goes through the prism and refracts as color. So we are refracting right now. Okay, we're going to do 7 ohms. 6 are in our bodies. The 7th one will be all-encompassing. And then we're going to get started on our physical practice, starting at each and every chakra. Doing a physical asana in the tradition I was trained in, to awaken the body to the mind. And as we awaken the mind, we are going to start to feel the astral plane, what they call the etherical body, which is just a sheath of atoms that separates our physical dimension from this dimension. But you can pierce the veil, cut the veil through with the sword of yoga, which is your spine, which is your mind. Unsheathed. Your mind unsheathed. Central nervous system fully activated. All right, yogis. So Om is just Om. The traditional Om is an Aum. So it's an Aum. So we start with like this battle cry of our mouths being very open. Ah is the sound of creation. Ah. We say Amen. Or Aha. Right? Ah. Aha. Right? Creative energy. So the Om is Aum. The U is the sustenance. The U is the sustenance. That's how we keep it going. Ah is only a little bit. It awakens it. And then U keeps it going. And then the seals it. So the Brahma, the Vishnu, and the Shiva. This consciousness of what we call in yoga consciousness God. Generator, operator, destroyer. Right? It's a consciousness. It's Ishvara. It's a being. And we are being within the being. We all exist from its light. Its light exists in us. And it is both masculine and feminine. So all together, we'll do the first Aum, and then we'll just roll it through, and we'll do 7 all together. So deep breath in to begin. Root chakra. Sacral or navel. Deep breath in. Now hold the breath. Bring your hands to your solar plexus, just under your rib cage. Feel that energy. Release. Deep breath in. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, hands to throat center. Deep breath in, hands to forehead. And then hands to the top of your head. Deep breath in and exhale, sigh it out. That's it. So let's just relax now. Just take a moment. I'm going to just sweeten the air with some sweet grass. And just, feel the energy. Relax, release. If you need to go to the bathroom, this is a good time. If your bladder is activated, If you're ready to get going, we're going to start moving and grooving, so just wiggle your fingers. Your fingers are feathers. Rest your arms side to side. Your arms are wings. Right. So in Kundalini consciousness comes from a long history of mystical apertures, traditions, peoples who have carried this consciousness. And one of my favorite ones is the caduceus, the Western symbol of medicine, Hermes. This consciousness is a rod. The rod is very thin at the base, represents the Muladhara, the root chakra, and it continues to open up. The rod continues to open up, and then at the top of the rod there's a sphere, which is Swadhihara, the crown. So this energy of the caduceus also has feathers, wings, and so that represents where the Kundalini energy strikes your chakras. And these chakras in the West are winged, and in the East they are lotused. So they're like lotuses, like wings, but they're beautiful patterns that open when struck by the energy. So we're going to start to strike the energy at the base of the spine. So just wait for Steph to come back. There we are. And as we start to relax, release, just take a couple deep breaths in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Nowhere to go but be, nothing to see but right now. And get ready, Dorothy. Kansas is about to go bye-bye. So think of that caduceus, that symbol of Western medicine. Right? The two serpents represent our DNA. So we're working at a level of supreme consciousness. Just the awareness of understanding this pattern is the Shiva, is the consciousness of what we call God. And it's a double helix, it's a spiral, it's double serpent, it's primordial. At the base of your spine, at the hind part of your brain, this is the reptilian. This is the first granthi at the root, reptilian. And as we move through the limbic system and out into the prefrontal cortex, it's like the fanning open of a cobra. The cobra gets awakened, and then it rises, and then it fans out. That's a prefrontal cortex. That's where we're going to activate into Ajna chakra, third eye, the sixth. And so as we take this journey from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, there's a physical association in my tradition of Kundalini, which comes from the Nat tradition in northern India, so in the Himalayas. And so we'll link a physical dimension, and then once we get through the physical, we will choose to lie down or sit up, and we will do mantra. So the mantra brings the meaning back to this sort of physical movement. The mantra is movement, that's medicine, but the movement is also medicine. So we tie the two together as one, from the gross to the subtle, from the dense to the light. So here we go, yogis. You're going to place your bodies in a position of bridge pose. So your feet are going to be nice and seated, just kind of in front of your blankets or pillows, whatever you have. Make sure your base of your spine has lots of cushion. If you're not used to this, you're going to need it. When we were in India, they didn't give us anything. So we were just on the earth. And if it's base of the spine can be very sensitive for some people. And so this is really, really important as you experience it for yourself to remember that, it's always best to err on the side of caution, because again, it's not about how hard you go, it's about how intense you are. So there's a difference between hard and intense. So we're gonna lift our hips up and we're gonna drop our hips down. So you can do it a few times, up, down. So you're not coming down, you're letting the weight drop. So it's up and down. So you lift your hips up and then you try and relax with an exhale. Inhale up. Arms come up over your head. That's it. Okay, so that's level one, okay? Take a pause, right? So that's level one. Level two, or option two, watch me. Once you get it going, it's like you don't think of up, down, it just starts bouncing back. So it becomes like a ball. So goes into, that's where I said, don't go too hard. It's more about like a ball. You want to bounce the ball so you can't catch it. You want to just kind of feel it. All right? So as you feel that at the base of your spine, this might be a little intense for some of you who've never done Kundalini before, so just take take all the time you need. You're in it, you're with me on the journey now, so there's no rush. But we're doing 5 minutes for each physical movement. That might be a long time for some of you, but it's best to start with 5. You know what, let's start with 3. Let's go easier today. We'll move up to the 5th dimension. We'll start at the 3rd. So we'll do 3 minutes. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Start slow. Once you get the rhythm, start to build it up. Inhale, exhale, in through nose, out through nose, in through nose, out through mouth, in through mouth, out through mouth. This is where you breathe yourself through it. Okay? Don't think. Let's do. Deep breath in, yogis. do it on its own. When you master this move, your body will just go up and down all on its own. No effort. It just keeps feeling better and 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 better. And relax. And relax. Right? That's it. That's it. There's 3 minutes. Muladhara, root chakra. Close your eyes, go inside. Imagine the color red. Think about what you need. Think about safety and security. Think about this serpent energy, this awakening, this life force. That's why it sometimes gets associated with sexual energy. It's not just sexual energy, it's spiritual energy. Yes, it can bring procreation. Yes, it can bring life. Of course it can, but it can also bring so much more. Like life can take many forms, right? So you can give birth to many things. So this is the root, this is the seed. This is the need. This is your need. Color red, Muladhara. This is your root. This is your safety. Right? This is your foundation. Am I safe? Am I secure? Am I grounded? Because if we're not grounded, we can't grow. If we can't grow, we can't give. And if we can't give, we can't surrender. If we can't surrender, then we're not grounded. So let yourself be grounded. Just let the energy relax. Feel it in your body. Root chakra. Good. Very good. All right, so now before we lose the energy, because it's starting to dissipate, right? I invite you all to sit up, but don't think, just sit up. Up, 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 sit up. Focus your energy. Focus your energy. The mantra for the root chakra is Lam. 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 And as you continue to chant, keep chanting. I'm going to give you some cues. That's it. Keep chanting. Don't worry about your neighbors. Don't worry about me. Just keep chanting Lam. That's it. So as you keep chanting this mantra, Lam, really accent the L. The Lam. Your teeth. Notice where your tongue goes. Lam. Right? Because you'll notice as you say Lam, it's actually connected. Your anus will twitch. Your perineum will rise. Love. Not feeling it in your gut, you're feeling lower than that. All the way at the base. You're sitting on it. It's so soft. The nerves are so soft down there. Then you go love. You can actually make it tickle. Make it rise. Love. This is your perineum. That's it. Feel the energy at the root. Now go with the M. More M. One more. I'm just sitting in this space. Again, Lam. Biji, seed. This is the seed of this chakra. So the chakra is watered by your sound. And you just said the word that activates that energy like a seed. The soil is you being here right now in this program together at this moment. That's the grounding. Now the mantra and the movement is your medicine, which is the life that is going to bring this energy into awakening. It's already inside you. So when you meditate on the root, you're focusing just solely on being here and clear. Right? You're safe. Lam. You're safe. Lam. You have everything you need. Lam. Color red. Lam. Feeling that energy. Lam. Grounded. Lam. That's your seed. That's your mantra. And as you felt the movement, even some of you sitting were starting to bounce a little bit. That came from our movement. So the meditation starts to get activated. So the sitting in stillness is not actually still. You're moving with the energy and moving with the universe, letting it flow through you. And beautiful. And just saying thank you to that beautiful energy. Let's do one Om to clear. Again, Aum all the way through. Deep breath in. Lie on down. Lie on down once again. Beautiful yogis, relax. So now we're moving into the second chakra. The second chakra is Swadhisthana. And Swadhisthana is, so the first chakra, as you kept hearing through all the, analogies and figurative language, is the earth, right? So it's the earth. That's how the seed, right, is planted. That's safety. So that's the earth. So now we're moving into the water. So this is our Swadhisthana, this is our second chakra. And it's represented by the color orange as we move through the color spectrum. This consciousness, though, is something of once you're safe, like once you're grounded, you can grow. So you're growing into things. And once you grow into them, moisture, energy, sweat, like all these things that come about, if you really think about what growing is, it's about moisturing, right? There's a lot of water energy connected to growth. And so it's very hard for anything to grow without this energy, this element of water. So in this chakra, what I want you to do is I want you to take your bodies and I want you to start to swim. Imagine you were swimming with your legs, with your head, with your arms. Your head can be on the ground or it can be off the ground. I just want you to start to move your legs and arms, just like this, just like treading water. So you're treading water, treading water, treading water. That's it. You're going to be here for a while, okay? Just reaching all different directions. Your legs are reaching, right? Imagine Alex just threw you in the middle of the lake, right? There's no shore, right? There's no shore. So what do? Okay? For 3 minutes, you have no shore. Okay? Deep breath in. Deeper breath out. Keep swimming. Keeps reaching. Some of you are getting caught in very short movements, longer, bigger, growing. You got a big swim. You got a big swim ahead of you. You gotta stay afloat for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Reach with your arms, reach with your legs. Bigger movements, non-stop, can't stop. Can't stop. You stop, you sink. Get your mind unwind. And all your body move, all 4 limbs, legs, arms, head, everything moving. You're swimming, you're in water, nothing is around you right now. Just keep swimming. Keep moving your body. Once you get into a pattern, break the pattern. Keep fluid. Be like water, formless, formless. From form to formless. Halfway there, you got this. Keep swimming. Keep swimming. Move your head, move your shoulders, move your face. Try and feel your toes. Move your fingers. Are your fingers moving? Your fingers gotta move too. Everything is moving. Everything is reaching, grabbing, flexing. Everything is expanding. As soon as you get caught in a pattern, you become formless again. You are water. Water fits any mold. You are water. Be like water. Breathing and being. That's it. Feel that breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. That's it. 1 more minute to go. Don't give up. Give in. Keep moving. No matter how foolish, how silly. Don't stop swimming. Because if you stop swimming, you drown. That's it. Keep swimming. Keep feeling. Feel that energy. For the women in the room, it's like fertility. The egg. The men in the room, it's the seed. Again, feel that plasma, that energy, your life force living in us. Water. You take water, you take electricity, you put them together, you have life. Life comes through water. Be awake and aware of this powerful fluid, what we call in yoga ujas. Ujas. This is a very sacred fluid that we all have. Energy within us to create. And in spirituality, there's always been the householder, the one who externally creates a family, and the internal, which is the sadhu or the mystic or the yogi, one who creates that family in themselves. So allow yourself to relax and release in this beautiful energy, this life force, feeling the healing. Vam, color orange. Swadhisthana, element water. We'll do one Om to clear. Deep breath in. Beautiful. So now we're going to find our way onto all fours, tabletop position. As we get onto all fours, connect with the four-legged animal kingdom. Stretch through your wrists, lift your wrists up and down, stretch through your fingers, toes together, knees wide, pushing up and down. You're rolling through your wrists, you're spreading your fingers, so webbing your fingers as big as you can get them, magical as you can get them. You're rolling over your wrist, from your wrists to your knuckles to your fingertips. And same with your hips. Your hips are pushing back, up and down, starting to rock it through. And as you feel this rock, for some of you might want to bring your heels to the side, maybe getting a little bit lower and down, more space, more bounce. So if your heels are open, it's more bounce. So there's more. You'll feel that in a second. So again, this is our movement. And as we do this, again, right, especially now. So again, you can always breathe the way that you need to breathe, because you never want breathing to get in the way of your movement, because the breathing precedes it. But that's why I said to you, just go with it as best you can, as deep as you can. But for this one in particularly, as you've already been learning intuitively, it is coming in and out really, really strong through the mouth, which is releasing, or it's coming through the nose, which is more regulating. Right? So as we start picking up speed, okay? So then we cat-cow the spine. Can you feel? Cat-cow the spine a few times, warming up the body. That's good. Okay. All right, beautiful. All right, push back, puppy dog. So I just kind of primed you, okay? Watch me, okay? So the movement is this. You plant, you ground yourself, you arch up, you arch down. You arch up, you arch down. But watch. So you inhale up, Exhale down. So it's okay. Slow it down. Okay? It's like headbanging. This one, whoosh-da, manipura. Okay? Now remember, 3 minutes, non-stop. You can slow down, but you can't stop. For some of you, you're going to pick up speed. All right? So it's just up, down, up, down. So whenever you're ready, yogis, let's go. Up, down, 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 up, down. seconds. That was 2.5 minutes. Aren't you glad we switched it from 5 to 3? 3 to 5. Oh, you're going to love that day. All right, relax into up, down. Just relax. Good. Feel. Beautiful. Let's sit. Just sit. Don't think. Just sit. Come to sitting. Close your eyes, go inside. Manipura. This is obviously the element of fire. You can feel it, obviously. It's there. From earth, there's water, and from water comes fire. So as you sit in this chakra is represented by the color yellow. And it's yellow because it's the high noon sun. It's the power of the high noon sun. So the hottest energy, the high noon sun. So when you look at the sun at high noon, it's like very yellow. That yellow, super yellow. Right, super lemon yellow, right? Sunlight yellow. Very powerful. And so this energy, again, needs to be tamed, but not snuffed out like fire, right? You need to feed the fire. And ceremonies like puja, you feed the fire. That's what you're feeding, right? Feeding that fire. Feeding that energy. Good. So now we're going to do the mantra. The mantra is Ram. 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 Again, just sitting in that energy of that chakra. Color yellow, pure power, purpose. Purpose. Your job, your work, your duty. Third chakra, responsibility. This is your power center. And feel into that power. Feel in that energy. And of course, this energy has existed in many cultures. And it's painted sort of right in front of our eyes in the West. The Kundalini, the serpent, abides at the base of the spine. In Western art is symbolized by the dragon. And the dragon takes a prisoner in this tower. This prisoner is kept. The prisoner is a princess. The princess represents the second chakra. And the dragon doesn't really do anything with the princess, just possesses her. Possesses, and he dwells in his greatest possessions, which are his treasures, gold, all sorts of treasures that the dragon keeps in its cave. And where we're going next is, in our final spot for today, is we're going to the heart, which in this folklore, this Kundalini story of the East made West, is the knight in shining armor. There's this knight in shining armor. This knight in shining armor is coming to slay the dragon, free the princess, take all the treasure back to the land. That's the heart. That's what the knight is in all of us, the warrior. Okay, so hands to heart center. And then just feel your hearts. Yeah, just feel your hearts. Just relax. Take a deep breath in through the mouth. And out through the mouth. Swallow, feel. Slow release. Now, without thinking, keep breathing. Without thinking, I want you to lie down. Don't do anything, just lie down. Keep breathing. Don't lose the breath. Lie down. Heart center. Lie down. Keep breathing. Just like this. Keep breathing. Just like this. All the way in, all the way out. Breathe into your heart. Heart chakra, element of air. Element of air. Feel the air. And air goes into your lungs. Breath goes into your body. Feel your chest. Expand your chest. Like you're breathing through an oxygen tank. Now you're going to the doctor and they're testing out your lung capacity. I'm going to show the doctor how much your lungs and diaphragm can stretch. You want to be able to stretch this energy all the way through all this tissue. In through mouth, out through mouth, expanding, feeling. And as you open up this chakra, now, even though some of you have neighbors, but we're all connected, right? Open up your arms like wings and your fingers like feathers. Yep, if you have stuff to move around, just move it. Again, you are flying. If you have a partner, you can hold their hand. It's okay, Dan. It's good. Feel. All right? You can connect. All right? Breathe and be. Open up. Now imagine your arms are wings. Your fingers are feathers. That's it on me. Open up your arms. That's it. Soar. Fly with the eagle. Soar with the condor. Mouth. That's it, Yuri. Open up your arms. Open up your arms. Nope, not down. Up. Wings. Up. Wings. Yes. Wings. Fly. That's it. Feel. Open up. Feel. And stretching, feeling. Push. Squeeze abdominals. Let me see your abdominals. See how many muscles you have. You have 4 muscles. You have 6 muscles. You have 9 muscles. How many muscles do you have in your abdomen? Let's feel them. Push all the way through. There we go. Let's go. That's it. 1 more minute to go. Let's keep flying. Anahata, heart center. Increasing circulation through respiration. Breathing into this space, this divine space, element of air. Chest expands, abdomen expands. You're showing your doctor how your lung capacity is. Stress test. Push it all the way out through the lips. You're blowing out birthday candles each and every time. And when you don't do this, ask yourself why you don't feel worthy and deserving of love. Why can't you love yourself enough to breathe all the way in and all the way out? This great liberator is also love. I'm not talking the type of love that we have for our family, we have for our friends. We're not talking the type of love we have for our partner or for things. We're talking unconditional love. In Greek, what we call agape love, anahata, love of the heart. The love that beats like the sound of a drum the entire life. It will never stop. It will never give up on you. When you stress it out, it speeds up. And when you relax, it slows down. Find the balance between the two. All the way in. All the way out. One more all together. Deep breath in. Then I want you to exhale, hold the breath out as long as you can. Stay out. Lock it up. Swallow. Those who know, you can Uddiya band. Those who don't know, don't worry about it. Hold the breath out as long as you can. I know it hurts. When you're ready to inhale, you hold the breath in as long as you can. So if you have any breath left in you, hold the breath out as long as you can. You're going to keep it holding out. When you're ready to inhale, you hold your breath as long as you can. That's it. We're doing 2 last breaths. One out, one in. And then you can relax. is empty, the heart is open. In Kundalini Yoga, you're going to learn that the chakras are not vertical. They are, but it's actually more like a three-dimensional, fourth-dimensional thing that's happening. So everyone thinks the peak experience is your crown, but it's actually not. The peak experience is your heart. So if you imagine a mountain, we've just been climbing up a mountain. First chakra, second chakra, third chakra. And once we get to the fourth chakra, the air, right, the element of the air, you're at the peak experience. Because anything beyond this experience, fifth chakra, sixth chakra, seventh chakra, is actually going downhill. And going down the mountain to the other side, into the valley. What awaits you past the heart chakra, what awaits you past love, is life's purpose. This is what spirituality is a quest of. To take the material, to take the animal, to take the brute, the beast, the serpent, and bring it wings to allow it to fly, giving it feathers, angels. The demon becomes the angel. The snake becomes the feathered serpent. The dragon is slayed by the night. All of these represent the overcoming of that reptilian, serpentine, when transferred into the heart, becomes feathered, leaves the earth in search for the sky. In order to do that, though, you have to reach the height. You have to reach it through love. Love is where the light, love and light are where they meet. No different than the journey meeting the destination. When does the journey become the destination? When does love become light? And with that, let's put our hands on our heart centers and remember our intention for today's practice. We've come a long way. I'm going to end here today at the peak experience, the heart. And so may we receive the practice and the teachings, this beautiful heart energy. Maha Adi Shakti Kundalini Namo Namaha. This beautiful mantra. Bow to the beautiful creative life force that's in us. Many of you, it's a lot like coming home. This energy inside you. It's a divine intoxication. Right? Getting intoxicated with the divine, getting high on your own supply. An atomic bomb is just the splitting of a single atom. We are made up of bazillions of atoms. It's all inside of us, all this energy within the cell, within the DNA. Feel this loving energy meet the light. Feel your physical body meeting your energetic body and passing through that veil, that energetic sheath into the astral plane, into the dream time, into the imagination. And this is what the higher chakras offer us. A path beyond this experience. As we come down from the peak, from the heart. and we ground earth with heaven, the lover into the beloved, and our jobs, our purpose, our work into our life. It's not what we do, it's who we are. The sexual is the spiritual, earth as it is in heaven. Everything connected, all through love, all through light. We're going to chant one mantra, Om, all together, deep breath in. Deep breath in, yogis. And exhale, sigh it out. Deep breath in. And exhale, sigh it out. And final one, deepest breath in. And exhale, sigh it out. All right, yogis, you are free to go. Okay, so I always like to have slow starts. Again, like I said, no rushing, no forcing, no fixing. But also now, just as we settle in, get ready, get going. But questions? Anyone have any questions? Yes, Christina.
What was this that you were burning? Is it sage?
This was sweetgrass.
Sweetgrass, okay.
Yeah, sweetgrass. So there's, again, whenever you take my programs, like whatever Petroyama is, thrown out there in the universe, I kind of just give it all to you. It's always coming through, like it's always the yoga, right? It's always the totality. So whether this is Kundalini yoga or yin yoga, it's always like these questions bring out the totality. So one of the things that is important about burning things, so this is just the shamanic side of things, is sage clears. So you burn sage to clear. Palo Santo uses to release. So a lot of people use it for smudging. It's not for smudging. It's actually for like pulling out toxins. So it's actually like, it'll take out negative energy. Okay, so Palo Santo to extract, and then sweetgrass to sweeten. So when you pull it out, now you want to sweeten everything. So sage to clear, Palo Santo to pull out, and then sweetgrass to sweeten, to treat the energy. So that's why I was burning this, because I was treating your energy. And in that sweetness, that's we call in yoga sukha, sweetness. And it's funny because sukha, sweetness, overcomes dukkha, suffering. So in yoga philosophy, when we talk about enlightenment and all these things, the path to this is through sweetness. And the path is through sweetness and sweetening. But it's not like white sugar sweetness, right? It's not that artificial sweetness. It's like imagine like honey, and imagine maple syrup. Now imagine like something sweeter than that, like a sweetness you can't even imagine. That would be basically where it moves into, and that's where the the sweetening of smells come in. That's why we like to burn incense, because it keeps us into that sweetness. So that's the energy. If you're ever wondering, just if you are burning things, this is just my imparting of knowledge to you. Do with it as you like. But Palo Santo, a lot of people they're like, yeah, Palo Santo, and it's like, right? It's extracting, it's pulling things out. So if that's what you're going for, if you're like, I'm smudging the space with this, it's like, no, you're not. You're drawing things out into the space, right? So each one has its magic, So I might as well also talk about these candles. This is from one of our yoga students. She's a wonderful lady, Tata. So these are chakra candles, and they're all fragranted and scented. And I asked her, I said I'd love to buy a set so I could do it here for Kundalini. And I was really grateful for it. So that's really nice. If any of you are interested in these candles, you can let me know. I have Tata's information. What else is there? Yeah, that's it. Okay, any other questions from the practice? Okay, let's get into it. So welcome everyone, first and foremost. Thank you for being here. How much time do we have? Hi, Carrie. You're all going to meet Carrie. She's just in Costa Rica right now. Carrie, I'm going to wave you to the group. Hey everyone, meet Carrie. Carrie, meet everyone. There you go. There we go. So she'll be here with us next week. Great to see you, Carrie. How's Costa Rica? Yeah, thumbs up. Good. And then Vish will be joining you on the other end. At the other end of the training, he'll be in Costa Rica. So I have two of you going like this. So funny. Okay, so let's open up our phones because this area has a lot of light. So I couldn't bring my projector. So open up your phones to today's presentation. Petroyama Kundalini awakening. And does anyone actually have the time?
4.
And what time did we say we would end it? Perfect. Right on time. Oh yeah, the thing. I'll do it right now. Okay. That's to David. I'm just going to send it to you through text, brother. Cool? And then I'll put you on our WhatsApp. All right, so everyone sees the presentation? Yeah, you got it? Cool. All right, so this is kind of figuratively every time we sat up, as you look at the first slide. Do you have it, Carrie? Yeah, cool. All right, so figure, like, as you see, like, this image. Yep. It's in the chat. If you need me to resend it, I can do. Cool. So obviously, this is every time I got you to sit up, right? This is what we're going for. So now that you have a visual of it, like this is the real visual. Like you're rooted, right? But you're growing, right? You're expanding, right? So this is an interesting artistic depiction of what you're going to see throughout. But as you're going to see it, it's more of a vortex. So it kind of comes in narrow, like it narrows, like it gets to the heart and then opens. And it's like Teresian. So it's, the music's on, let me turn that off. Throwing me off. So it's like a Teresian, it's like a toroidal, torus, double, think of two circles, and the two circles intersect, the Vesica Pisces, that's us. We are the intersection. This energy is moving through us. And when they intersect with certain aspects of the body is what we call a chakra. So let's go back onto this. All right, beautiful. So what is prana? Let's start with that. So what is prana? As you look down, you're going to see lots of examples of what is prana. So obviously prana is the life force energy of the universe. They say akasha is the space and prana is the life force. So just like a fish swimming in water, we are swimming in prana. We are in consciousness. So this prana is what gives life. So yeah, just some beautiful depictions by Alex Gray. I always like to include as we go from like what we were doing in practice today, the physiology, getting our heart rates up, chanting, doing all these powerful movements, getting the heart, like the drum, pa, 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 getting it through our bodies, the blood. They say our circulatory system, if you were to line it all up in a straight line, would circumvent the earth, meaning it would round the earth 3 times. One person. If you took all our vasculature and lined it in a straight line. It's wild. So if you think about that, when we're doing our thing, we're actually circling the earth. So when we hold the breath or something, you can actually travel the earth 3 times in one holding of the breath, right? In consciousness. If you link all these things that I'm teaching you together, like in the practice as it comes together, you might start to have certain experiences that you're being primed or cued as I'm giving these things. Just remember, all of this knowledge is experiential. So everything that we're going to learn today is all about the practice we just had. That's why it's always nice to do it after, learning after. So you have your experience and you're like, I did kind of have that, right? You know, and then next time again, we go in again. So as you look on the next one, this is our chakras. So again, this is with the traditional Chinese medicine points. Again, very, very beautiful. But as you can see, there's like an aura, like there's an energy. This is the swasthara. So this is like the crown chakra. So the crown chakra actually doesn't exist in our bodies. We actually are like, it's like a proton, neutron, electron, right? So if it's happening on an atomic level, why wouldn't it happen on our level? Like it doesn't, like there's no such thing. It's like, it's impossible. There's definitely energy. People are always putting out energy, right? So there's heat. Heat would be like the most densest form of it, or like he was talking to me about the energy, like the shaking. I was like, well, you know, it's like shivering, right? You can't control yourself from shivering. So that's your nervous system. That's you're activating the energy. Right, so we want to be able to, but we also want to control it. But then control it. So it's a strengthening and softening, right? So it's always like a yin and a yang, one and the other. So with the chakras, with the Swadhisthana, with the 1,000-petaled light, what it is it's an etherical body. So the chakra is basically our aura. It's our energy. It's the droplet. You know, it's the droplet that, you know, is the ocean, right? Because water is 100% recyclable. So it's like, it's this aspect of like the akasha, the space, and then your prana, your life force, your energy. So we're going to talk about all the chakras in coming weeks, but as you can keep saying, it gets pretty trippy, right? And some of you have these beautiful visualizations, right? And this is Alex Gray's art. And so this is like the leveling up. So when I talk to people about, you know, chakras and energy, and there's a lot about cord cutting, right? You know, have you ever heard that? People are like, you're attached to something, or someone's attached themselves to you, or entities, or whatever. This is that reality, right? When you start to understand, like, it's all the internet, right? Whether you're connected to it or not, you know, it exists. But you can, like the internet, you can control who accesses your modem and who accesses your Wi-Fi, right? By putting passwords, by putting things that can block things, but also invite things, you know? So these are these lines of energy, and that's where I was telling you, it's like Teresian. It's moving through a field, so the energy is moving through us, and when the Kundalini awakens, again, it's dormant. So are there people that don't have this open field? Of course, right? So if you're not, like, again, there's no judgment. It's just, you can be dense, right? So your aura can actually be very small, or you can, like, again, I can't speak to it, but, you know, some people sell their souls to the devil. Like, I don't know what that means, but it for me, it would mean like there's no energy. There's none of this happening, right? This is the energy. This is your crown chakra. If you sell that to the devil, I don't think you have that, right? So in the metaphor, right? So this energy flows through us, but with what we're doing, by doing it in the body internally, the magnetic field, the energy, the aura expands. So each of your energies are expanding through this practice. And I don't know if you felt it in the room, but there's certain points where it was like energy was ripping. It was awesome. So that's important to realize, like, we are this, like, super connected. We have things connected to us. These things are connected to us physically. That's our yoga, right? Yoga is one of the few spiritual practices that's like, nope, it is physical, right? A lot of the, you know, Christianity, Buddhism, it's all about kind of, again, they have their path. For yoga, which we're studying, It's very much like your physical body is a part of this journey and just as important as every other part of this journey. So as you transcend the body is still super sacred. And I would claim that this is why the Egyptians mummified and all these things, because we've actually we've been indoctrinated for too long that the body is nothing. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We've been indoctrinated too long with this consciousness. It's actually not true, right? It's actually no, the body is super important. Our body is a temple. It's actually more than that. Our body is a miracle. Oh, it's more than that. Our body, in yoga consciousness, the highest place of yoga is to reach God, which would say that your image, female, male, is God, and God is you. So it'd be like a red blood cell waking up to the totality that is Alex. The cell's I did it. I found the immortality, because again, it realizes it's something more than itself. So this is why we are connected. We are more than the sum of our parts. And of course, the final image of the sun is just to represent consciousness. So a lot of people again, consciousness is the hard question in science. So you go to university, you can study, there's very few classes on it. Philosophy, gets close to it, but then they're I can't really teach this because it's a hard question. There's something science can't get over, and that is that you can't study something you're in. So the best example I can give you about consciousness is the depiction of our galaxy. We think our galaxy looks like this, right? We have this spiral galaxy. We live in this galaxy. And this is the picture of it. The question you have to ask yourself is that a real picture? Right? So when I first saw our galaxy, I was oh, cool, Milky Way, Milky Way galaxy, Milky Way. And then at one point I was talking to this astrophysicist and I was like, wait a second. So that picture, I'm a photographer. How do we get the light to bounce back so we can see how do we know? And he goes, very funny. We don't. It's a conception. So it's a conception. We don't actually know what we're in. So that's why consciousness can't be studied, because how can you study something that you're in all the time and can't get out of? So this light is that challenge to us. It's we are the light. Without the power of the sun, and a lot of people just think it's light, like plants. Oh, if you don't have sunlight, we're going to die. Humans can be without sunlight, but could we be without mass? Could we be without its gravity? Right? The yin version of the sun. Right? So consciousness is not just shiny thing. It's also this thing that has been with us our whole life that just we're very lucky to awaken to it at all. It's just there all the time. So this is why science has a hard time studying something that it can't get itself beyond. So we're in consciousness. So we can't actually study consciousness while being in consciousness because we are it. It kind of self-negates itself. So this is why we have Aveda Vedanta, which is the end of knowledge into oneness. It's at the end of the day, right? Philosophy and has to become wisdom, right? And wisdom is important. So we're going to go, as you can tell through my teaching, it's this knowledge, experience, wisdom. So now we're going into what is a chakra, because this is important for us today. So 10 years younger version of Alex, this was my definition, because I did this presentation when I was teaching my YTT for the first time, 26, 27, now I'm 37, 10 years later, whooshda. It's funny even just seeing this presentation. I haven't taught it in 10 years, which is incredible. So it's beautiful to sit back from a seat. But a chakra is an embodied psychological center, a concentration of connected consciousness within the body. So again, that's a mouthful, obviously, but what is it? So a chakra is a physiological, psychological center. So fear, right? I'm afraid, right? I'm scared, right? Fear manifests in the body, but it's also like a psychological phenomenon. So you have to desensitize it, right? So you desensitize fear by, putting yourself in fearful situations. So I'll give you my example. I was afraid of the dark as a kid. Always had a nightlight. Scared of the dark. By the time I was 20, it was getting out of control. It was like, why am I afraid of the dark? What's happening? This is a crazy fear. And I was scared to go out into deep water, like all this, just like I couldn't swim at night. Like it was things like I was terrified. Like I'd be freaking out in the woods at night, like just weird things. I was like, got to get this under control. So again, desensitized myself. By how? You understand that it's physical. Fear is physical. It's also mental, right? And then you face it together by doing something. And that was what we did with our practices today. So we took the intention, like what it was physically, like root chakra, second chakra, third chakra, like all these consciousness. And then we took the psychology and we mixed it in with the physiology. And we intersected it. That's a chakra. These chakras live in your body. So these points of interest in your body. So if you think about it, just close your eyes. Think about a need. Think about needing something. Okay? Think about needing something. Okay? Now watch this. I'm going to suck all the air out of this environment. Like this. Vacuum. I'm going to suck all the air out. Whatever you think you need is going to go secondary to that need. The breath is the most important need. It's number one. There was a great yogi who is known for his enlightenment, his ability to give enlightenment. And there was this Western guy seeking enlightenment, as Western guys do. And they're just like constantly seeking, constantly on to the next guru, on to the next teaching, on to the next Tony Robbins. And he finally is getting exhausted and he hears about this great yogi who can, basically guarantee enlightenment. So he goes to him and he says, I've heard about you. He's like, meet me at the water tomorrow, 6 a.m. He's like, okay. He's like, yes, it's going to happen for me. Gets down to the water and the great yogi's waiting for him. He's out in the water. He's like, come. He's like, kneel. So he kneels in the water. He's like, turn around. He's like, turns around. The yogi has his head and they're looking at the sun. He's like, take a deep breath in. And the guy takes a deep breath in. He's like, are you ready for enlightenment? He goes, yes, yogi. He's like, let's go. Puts his head under the water. He's like, wow, this is a really magical experience. I'm feeling this yogi's power in his hands. It was like a cool water ceremony. Well, this is going on for an awfully long time. Oh, man. Wait a second, I'm going to die. Oh, my God. Hold on, mom and dad. At the moment he lets go, full surrender, the yogi picks him up. Gasp for air. He's like, why did you try to kill me? I thought you were giving me enlightenment. He goes, when you want enlightenment, like you wanted that breath, you will know enlightenment. So enlightenment, consciousness, not something you can teach. It's not something you can give. It has to be an experience where you want it as bad as that breath in this story. You can't live without it. It's like, and it's so amazing. You're going to take it. There could be 100 people. Nope, you're going to take it. It's that survival instinct kicks in. It's the spiritual intuition, right? It's that union. You find that connection. So these chakras are connecting us to that consciousness, each and every one. So when we talk about root, right? When we talk about safety, we talk about needs. When we get to the second, we keep moving through these physiological centers of the body, there's a psychological phenomena also happening. And the psychology is the mental aspect of the physical. Because the physical in yoga, mental and physical are one. That's why the West sees two. They see a body and a mind. But to the yogi, the body is the mind is the body. It's just one is denser and one is a more subtle form. Okay? So, in the next slide I have the reflection of light. Just kind of show you, it's like, oh, where do the colors come from? It's like, they just come from the light spectrum. I don't pay too much attention. I've had teachers tell me, like, the second chakra is the color of white because it's water and, all these different things. I always give, remember, everything I tell you is with a grain of sand. Grain of salt? Grain of sand. Grain of sand, teaspoon of salt. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. Basically, suggestible, right? Nothing is an absolute. So when I talk and you're like, Alex, I don't think it's actually that color. I think it's like this color. I'd be like, go with it. If your root chakra is green and your heart chakra is white, let's go. Whatever gets you there. But, it's like there is there is a pattern to things, and maybe we're conditioned to this pattern, or maybe it's just protocol, maybe it's tradition, but, I just lay it out for you, and then you take the parts you want from the ritual, the tradition, and you take what you want to integrate. So now we get to talk about the good stuff. So Kundalini. So what is Kundalini? So Kundalini is the rising conscious awareness of spiritual energy, an expression of awakening the mind to higher states of consciousness, you can say mind or body, through higher states of consciousness, through inspiration and practice. So this idea of Kundalini energy, so in the folklore, like this is like child stories, but you got to imagine like child stories, like this is why we have child stories, because they're fables. They're like, it's like a joke. Like a joke, I tell you a joke, you giggle, you laugh. It's like you get it or you don't get it. And it's the same with Kundalini. So Kundalini came from Shakti. Shakti is the birth mother of Kundalini. Shakti is the concept. Like Shakti is the noun. Kundalini is the verb. So when your Shakti is rising or your Shakti is activated, this is what we call Kundalini, right? So it's a flow state. It's the flow state of Shakti. So Shakti is at the base of the spine, because at the base of the spine, what they say, the seed, is that on conception, when a lingam and yoni, like cosmic, and then something happens, a soul comes through, and the energy happens, it grows, that this is Shakti meeting Shiva. So Shakti and Shiva meet in us, and it starts to replicate, but the replication is actually Shakti. It's energy. And it's all stemming from the awareness. Like there's this center awareness. It's like the clear channel, right? The seed, the root. Like the whole tree came from one seed. It's like, yeah, right? But where'd the seed come from? Right? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Right? So this idea of like, who created the thing that created the thing that created the thing that created the thing that created the thing? It's like, who created the Big Bang? Right? It's like, awareness, Shiva. Shiva's just sitting out one day, he's just chilling the most. It's like, I'm the Lord God, Father, whatever you want to call it. I'm the big cat in the universe. I'm obsessed with myself. I love myself. And then all of a sudden, like loving himself so much that whatever, I'm making a cute jokey of it, but that Shiva became Shakti. That this Adam and Eve, same story. In the biblical sense, Eve came from Adam. So it's like, it's a coming out of the masculine, the feminine comes through, which is really about the awareness and then the creativity. So you become aware of something. Awareness has no thought, no feeling, anything. It's just sentience, consciousness. And from that sentience, consciousness, as soon as a thought, feeling, anything sort of vibrates, as soon as it tickles, as soon as anything senses anything, that's Shakti. So Shakti came from this awareness. So Shiva was obviously going like boom Shiva, and boom is the Shakti, right? So Shiva's just Shiva. And then the universe came from this consciousness. All of a sudden it was just like, and then life just like, because the moment it stepped outside itself, it started to create itself. So now the universe is in this expansion in the yogic philosophy. So this Kundalini is in us. It's the activation. So do people have dormant Kundalinis? Absolutely. Right, so it's like in the Matrix, they say you have to be aware of unplugging someone too late in life, right? So Kundalini energy, it's not about chronological age, it's about your spiritual maturing. It's not good to just, hey, here's ayahuasca, hey, here's 5-MAO, hey, here's LSD, hey, let's just turn you on right now, like, let's just open you up. So this consciousness of Kundalini can be activated in many ways. And It is dormant in us, but you remember the move we did at the beginning with the bouncing of the tailbone? It's like, let's go, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, right? And you're just trying to get that dormant energy to start to, oh yeah, wait, I'm a human having a spiritual experience. No, I'm a spirit having a human experience. Let's go, human experience, woohoo. We got this opportunity, like change the paradigm, right? So that's what that energy is activating. So that's where, again, in yoga, it's not about like, I can go in the cold, I can be in the heat, these are cities, these are powers, this is irrelevant. A true yogi has no need for doing anything or having anything. There's no need for either, because they have everything they want and they're doing everything they need to be doing. And what is that? Being. Just being. Because they already got the Shakti. The Shakti is the fact that we're here. That's why they don't have children, because it's almost like the spiritual child. It's like they're giving birth to the spiritual child, which is their child, which is themselves. So there's no more Shakti. It stops with them. They go back to God, right? And they will become God. And somehow God became Shakti, which created them all the way through. And so this energy, this storyline that plays and plays and plays, and that's why the enlightenment's like no more rebirth, no more, everything stops, buck stops, everything stops, end of time, no more reincarnation, liberation. And that's where ultimately we're going to head to. So as you look here, we're going to get to what is liberation. So just before, here's Shiva Shakti. So again, to me, God is not a person, right? It's not a place, not even a thing. God is consciousness, right? What we call God, if you use the word God with me, I always think you're talking about consciousness. It's the same, right? So for me, when I say Shiva, it's the same, right? All these things are the same. It's the formless. It's this thing you cannot know. It's like I said, why does science call consciousness the hard problem? Why can you not actually study consciousness in science? Because you can't study something you're in. There's no way to study it. You have to study something, you have to be outside of it. Can't get outside of it, can't actually study it. So it's all pseudoscience. So this is what's so funny about the science of yoga, because it perfectly balances science and spirituality together as one. And this is basically what we're doing in our practices. The Shiva is at the crown, so that's the aura. So that's the aura, we're in it. We are Shiva, right? The Shakti is at the root. That's where we came from. Procreation, mom, dad, test tube, cloning, whatever that energy is. The Shakti is the manifestation, so everything is Shakti. So everything we're seeing is Shakti. Everything inside everything we're seeing is Shiva. So what you can't see, when I look out and I perceive and I touch with all my five senses, everything from my five senses is Shakti. What I can't see with my five senses, what I can't smell, what I can't taste, of everything I'm smelling and tasting is Shiva. It's like hidden behind it. That's awareness. That's awareness. So in this energy, you'll see there's two triangles. So the red triangle is prana, that's up. Prana, upward energy. And the downward energy, that's apana. So when we go in, out, in, out, in, out, up, down, up, down, up, down, this is the energies, hot, cold, yin, yang, good, bad, right? I'm eating it, I'm shitting it, right? It's the double energy, right? I'm smelling, I'm sneezing, right? It's the double, right? So one comes in, one goes out. One sustains, one releases. So there's double energy as we're breathing, sitting. These triangles are going like this until they get to the heart center. And that's why the heart is the double triangle. So there's one triangle, and there's the other triangle. It forms a star. Two triangles. Right? Because it's this apana prana, apana prana, apana prana, apana prana, apana prana, and then you lock it in the heart. That's why it represents air. Lower chakras, the upper chakras, everything's in balance, peak experience. Okay? So that's why we sit, we do. You can touch your right nostril. So your right nostril, right? So your right nostril's connected to your left brain. So it goes like this. Your left nostril is connected to your right brain. If you breathe right now, supposedly, the yogis figured this out, that we're actually cycling. We had practice, so probably both channels are open. But if you watch yourself through the day, if you put a timer on for 45 minutes, if you start, like, let's say you wake up, it's not exactly like this, but if you had like a timer roughly every 45 minutes just buzzing, and you stopped every time you heard the timer and just went like this, you'll notice that throughout the day, you'll be dominant in one, dominant in the other, or both. And it switches. And it switches. So if you breathe right now, do you feel it? Which one's dominant? Who's right dominant? Okay? Who's left dominant? Who's both? Okay? Okay? It will fluctuate. Like, you really got to smell. So the practice of pranayama is about stabilizing this left and right nasal passage. Because why? It's connected to your hemispheres. And so your hemispheres are synchronizing. And that's why I play the drum. Because it's entrainment. Now, whatever you're thinking, and you all noticed it, you weren't thinking. You hear that drum long enough, you're not thinking anything. You're just thinking drum, 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 beat, 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 do, 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 do. And so this is the science of shamanic drumming, or the science of sound. It's called entrainment. So it's like, I'm not manipulating you. What I'm doing is, I'm not manipulating, controlling, but it is, in the Western science, it is a manipulation, it is a control. You're actually hijacking, I'm hijacking your signal to go to the drum. But it takes 15 minutes on average, 10, 15 minutes. It has to be steady. And you have to be like, you're all very, you're like, you want to be here. So you're open to it. But let's say you weren't open to it. Doesn't matter. It's going to get through. You'll start. That's why like when music's around, people start doing and fidgeting, it's going to get in. It's a vibration. And we're energy. So these Ida Pingalas, as we continue to do, this is going to basically create a hemispheric synchronization. And this is where, again, the entrainment comes in. You can entrain your mind. So if you need a little bit more of your analytical brain or your abstract, I just use analytical and abstract. You can see it more as, like, there's all sorts of ways of seeing it. But intention, attention, there's all sorts of ways. But basically, as you work through these channels, Ida is the feminine and Pingala is the masculine. So there's two channels. Pingala is... so the masculine would be the red berry, right? And then the feminine would be the blueberry, like the cool moon, right? The hot sun, right? So red and blue coming through, these two powerful energies. Every time these energies crisscross, so when you breathe in, right, the first crisscross is the hemispheres, like it's in your brain, it goes like zoop, and then it will go zoop, so it goes zoop, 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 and it starts going coiling. So, right? So we're feeding this energy, and as this energy is getting fed, it's moving through us and then down. And that's why when we start it, we always start at the root, because you need to unlock it at the base. You have to get it all the way down. That's why the lam. Some of you are really feeling that lam. So those seed mantras I taught you, lam, that's where the physiology and the psychology meet. So these sounds, lift, it's a lifting of the pelvic floor. It's a lifting, right? That's why the word and it's so funny. Yes, Alex does this for hours. Yeah, I did, right? You gotta feel it, That way when I use the word I love something, right? It's right? It's from the base, right? It's from the base, right? Love, right? So these channels, crisscross, applesauce at the base, they pierce the Kundalini energy. It's dormant. It's like, is it awake? 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 Boom, it's awake. When someone gets awakened, shashuma. So that's your first spiritual experience, and all of you have had that activated. I didn't do that. You already came here with that one. Right? So all of you have had a shashuma experience. You might not remember it, but by the end of this training, I'll probably hear each of your stories. I would love to hear each of your first spiritual experiences. Because that spiritual experience was the first memory you have of the activation of the Kundalini energy. And that's usually, like I say, it's a timeless state. You will remember it. Even if you don't remember, you're like, wait a second. I saw that ghost when I was 3 years old. Is that it? And it's like, yeah, that could be it. Like, again, you're connecting with something greater than yourself. You're going beyond your own mind. Something has awakened in you. So this is the shashuma. This is that clear channel that like whoosh-da. And then it opens you up to the universe. So you're no longer in solipsism. You're no longer in, denial of the universe. Now the universe has opened up to you. You've blossomed. You've experienced something greater than yourself. Have you seen kids? Like, we have tests of sentience where it's like you put a red dot on their forehead, and then, there's an age where they're like, but then there's an age, like if you're just before that age, it's usually like 1 or 2, 3, depending how wise the kid is, but, they just have a red dot on their head. There's no, I don't see myself with this thing that shouldn't be on my head, right? And then they start to, no, I don't want that. No, you don't have that. I don't want this. Mm-hmm. And then you do another game with them where it's like, oh, okay, I have a ball. You're teaching them. These are all games of consciousness. We'll talk about this later, but yes. What I want to say is like you're activating your awakening. So there's a moment at the center of it all, shashuma, when it opens. It's because it was always there, but there's something that breaks through. And that's the memory. That's the first Kundalini awakening. And now today, having thoughts of that memory is second, third, fourth, fifth. Now some of you are hundreds of Kundalini awakenings, right? You've awoken your Kundalini multiple times. And that's why the practice of awakening the Kundalini energy is so beautiful, because you're kind of taking this wild spirit, this wild energy. It's like your imagination. You're taking it for like a rip. Like, let's go all the way. And as it goes all the way, it's hitting awareness. It's hitting awareness. It's hitting awareness, and it's being tamed. It's being cultivated. It's being processed. It's being understood. It's being softened. So this wild energy is like, that's why, some people are like, oh, it's really intense. It's like, actually, Kundalini class, it stopped being super intense. It starts actually just like, right? At first, you go to your first rock show, you're like, yeah! But then after a while, you get used to it. Right? And that's the cultivation of the energy, right? The Shiva, the awareness. It stops. You don't need to do this, right? This is not the point, right? This does not make you a spiritual person. I do not need to do this to show you I'm having a good time, right? Right? I do not need to drink, like all the things. I do not need to eat. I do not need to do things to show, and that's where you noticed I built up the energy, and then I grounded the energy each and every round. Built it up, grounded it, cleared. Built it up, grounded it, cleared. Right? So you ground it, you build it up, and then you clear it, bring it back down. Clear. Back up. Energy. So this is why. So study this image. I have inhale, vitalizing, upward, outward, prana, exhale, releasing, apana, downward, inward. There's a lot in this little slide. I have a whole presentation on prana, but that's for another course, another time. But this is where that comes from, and this is just like we're just scraping the proverbial iceberg, just the surface of what's into the breath. The breath is, you can study it your whole life. Literally it is life. So you could say you could study it your whole life. All right, so what is liberation? So we have to introduce a term called Tantra. Tantra means yes. Let me hear you say it. What does Tantra mean?
Yes.
Doesn't mean sex. It means yes. Okay, so what does Tantra mean?
Yes.
What did your teacher teach you what Tantra meant?
Yes.
No. Tantra means yes. Okay, so you're going to be the awoken ones. Okay, you're the acolytes of this. Okay, so Tantra does not mean, and even in your brain, you gotta wash that. That's programming. That's propaganda. Okay, Tantra does not mean sex. Tantra means yes. Okay. Why does Tantra mean sex? And I have to explain this before we go further. Why does Tantra mean sex? Tantra doesn't just mean sex. Tantra means drinking. Tantra means doing drugs. Tantra means killing someone. Tantra means stealing. Tantra means shouting to God, I hate you. Tantra is anything taboo. Anything that you're like, can't do this. Not allowed to do this. Not allowed. My mom and dad told me I wasn't allowed to do this. Can't do this. Tantra is saying yes to that. Make it the most sacred thing in the world. So when you drink, when you have sex, when you scream to God, make it your practice. You're not actually leaving your practice and going out drinking. Drinking is your practice. And I know it sounds blasphemous, but this is what Tantra is. It's about saying yes. Because the path before this was about no. It was called renunciation. So before Tantra was born, it was just renunciates. And they were like, goodbye, mom and dad. I'm going to go be a monk. Goodbye, my partner, my children. Going to go be a nun. Going to go be a priest. Going to go be a renunciate. Going to be a sadhu. Going to just leave the world and say bye to everything. I'm going to leave everything. I'm going to say no to everything. Hey, can I help you? Nope. Who's going to help you? God's going to help me. Can I feed you? Nope. I'm just going to place a bowl here and just God will feed me. Do I have a choice of what to eat? Nope. Everything is no. Just no, nothing. Deprive everything, down, out, everything. No. You end up naked in the mountains for years. No, you're not even doing that anymore. So now you're sitting on the edge of a mountain. There's no more mountain. There's no more cave. Nope. I'm saying no to that. So what are you doing? What's left to do? Well, I have to die, right? I have to die. I have to end all this. Like there's nothing else to say no to, right? I have to say no to life. Boom, Tantra's born. First Tantrika, ultimate renunciate. Said no to everything. So what's the last thing? It's the last thing to say no to.
Say no.
Bravo, brother. The last thing to saying no is no. So now it becomes yes. So he comes back from the mountain, into the cave, back to the thing, goes home to see mom and dad. Everything's a spiritual experience, right? And this is where Tantra gets like, everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual if you are a true renunciate. If you've actually let everything go, then everything is spiritual. If you have almost died and come back to life and see everything as spiritual, that is true. But I do see a lot of woo-woo. And I've been around a lot of woo-woo my whole life. And that's why, like, I don't claim myself as a tantrika. Like, I'm not saying yes to everything. I have boundaries, right? I have boundaries. But boundaries are just, for me, just places to grow. Places to go, right? So again, boundaries are just places for me to learn, okay, I've said no. How can I say yes? But certain things, too, like Tantra's not the only way. Renunciation's another way. There's two ways. Right? So I can also say, oh, maybe I'm saying yes too much. Maybe I'm thinking everything is spiritual and it's not. No. Right? So you can start renunciating. Do I really need this? Can I just be with God? What does that mean? So being with God in the old days was me and him. Him and I. We are one. I am God. That's the blasphemous line of the yogi, right? That's where Nietzsche comes in and, all the greats. They're like, the yogis had this consciously for a while. Christ had it too. Like, me and the Father are one. Like, Buddha had it too. I'm not Siddhartha, I'm the Buddha. Boosh. There's radical transformation with non-separation. But the idea is here In order to get to that, you have to liberate yourself. In order to liberate yourself, you have to understand what you're liberating yourself from. Right? So there's a yin, there's a yang. There's an up, you're down. So it's like you're hot. Why are you hot? What is hot? Why did you get so hot? You were hot now, and you don't remember you're hot because you were actually cold. Right? You're on the spiritual path because you have maybe in the yogic philosophy, many lifetimes of saying no. Now it's your time to say yes. Right? So the Tantra, this consciousness of, we did the renunciation thing for thousands of years. Tantra is quite new. Now we're going to do this other thing, right? What we call in the West now spiritual materialism, right? It's this whole idea of like, I can drive a Lamborghini and be a monk, In Tantra, you can. If that person is truly in Tantra, which would mean he could also just give that Lamborghini, literally just pop it on the side of the road and just leave the keys in the ignition and walk away and just like have no attachment to it, right? So that's the secret to it. Like you can't drive the Lambo if you're attached to it in Tantra. Like you got to be unattached. And that's liberation. So I just had to start with that because we need to understand what true non-attachment is. That's liberation. Okay? Can we go 15 more minutes? Is that okay? Yeah? Okay. So I just want to get through liberation and then we'll pause here. Okay, so liberation is a beautiful word. It means freedom, moksha. Liberation is like the name of the game. Why? Because we want to get to awareness, right? So all this Shakti, right? All this creative energy, don't you ever feel like you just keep doing and doing and doing and doing, you're doing, and then you get to a point where you're doing your spiritual practice. I'm doing it. I have all these stones and these crystals and these bowls and I got these props and I got these beautiful pieces of art. I'm doing it. I'm having it. I'm doing it. I'm having it. Right? And all these things start growing. But you're not free. Right? You're not free. Freedom is, again, you can have all those things. But true freedom means you're not attached to them. This is a really important line. Freedom is knowing you're already free. So before you even started collecting all these things, before anything was actually important, there's this awareness that you're already there, right? So this consciousness of what we call liberation is all about remembering what we must not forget. Remembering what we must not forget, which is we're free. We're all free. Everyone in this universe is free. We forget this all the time. So liberation is the name of the game for the first three chakras. Why do we forget this? Because we're animals, or we are treated like animals, or we treat other people like animals. And this is why in yoga, they stop eating animals. But it's not just, again, this is where the West gets wrong. Oh, I'm a vegan now. Yeah, but you're eating fruits and vegetables. Well, what am I supposed to do? Be a breatharian? It's like, yeah. Like, again, if you're going to follow the consciousness, you can't just stop at a point. You got to keep going all the way. So the Jainists won't eat anything unless it is like literally surrendered. So it's like they'll only take an apple if it falls to the ground. That's the apple they can take. So it's like the least amount of harm. So they're trying to find this very pure path of liberation, of freedom, which is I don't need much, and whatever I need, I want it to be as clean and as like karma-free as possible, effortless as possible. And that's why eventually they get to the point where they become breatharians, which is basically drinking like this sweet nectar from their brain, amrita, they call it. It's like, they call it like a pineal gland and pituitary gland. It's basically just like getting high in your own spiral. Your tongue goes back, you start drinking the golden nectar that is like coming down and down into your heart. So they start eating off their own supply. They start eating off of their own Shakti. So they're basically eating themselves. But this is a story of the butterfly, right? When a caterpillar goes into a chrysalis, not a lot of people know, but the cells that are the butterfly, basically, it's like cancer in our bodies. Imagine like good cancer. So we all have cancer. Cancer's in our bodies, like Kundalini. Kundalini's in us. It turns on. What does this mean? Our cells are like women in the room, right? Immediately your body's like, even if you want a baby, it's like, nope. Foreign object. Nope. Don't want this. Not happening, right? Push it out. intruder, right? The body's actually always looking at everything with a threat. Even us, when we look in our eyes, the first thing when you see me, you're going through the process of fear, root chakra. So when we greet people, when we meet people, this is why liberation needs to happen, because we're actually like trained on a biological level to have fear. Fear is the first response, amygdala activity. Every assessment of your life is based off of one primordial thing. That's why we say root chakra, fear, right? You have nothing to fear, so you're liberated from that with me, so fear is not coursing through your body right now. But you are always scanning the environment for fear. Okay, this is just how we're wired. So this liberation I'm going to talk about is about, it's not that we can take away the fear, it's just you can take away the energy or the attachment, like the energy, how much fear. So it's about becoming fearless and then eventually having no fear in a moment, right? And that's what we would call enlightenment. That's the liberation, where you're no longer subject to the Shakti. You're no longer subject to the involuntary, right? You've surrendered to what they call the will of God, okay? So as you look at the slides, this is Alex and Joseph Campbell being very clever. I learned it from Joseph Campbell, which I love, and then I've played upon it and played upon it and played upon it, but it's really kind of cool. Once you see this, you'll never not unsee this. This is the big aha moment. If you have been studying Kundalini a long time, this is going to blow your mind. So you're sitting here, you have 7 chakras, you've always seen it like this, 7 chakras, okay? So what does this mean? In the liberation journey, it means you start at the root, which we did today, and you bring it up to the crown. Okay? You bring it up to the crown. So you see how it's spiraling? So in the liberation, see the first slide? It goes liberation, start at the root. It goes all the way up. It goes around to the second. Goes all the way up. Goes around to the third. All the way up and goes to the 4. So liberation is about the energy coming inward toward you. This is the apana. So this is inward energy. You're getting liberated. You want to get free? You got to break free, right? It's like a cutting through. Okay? So in order to understand this cutting through, what am I liberating? Take, for example, the root chakra, fear. Okay? Fear gets liberated through what? How do you liberate fear? How do you make, hey, fear. Talk to your fear. Hey, fear. How do I liberate you? How do I set you free? How do I decommission you? How do I make you stop working? How do I do this? Yeah, love. So this is the radical consciousness I'm going to teach you. This is not just me saying this. This is not like a Beatles song. This is the science of yoga. So if you imagine energy swirling around us, the invisible atomic ethereal thing I'm saying that's happening all the time, it's been with us our whole lives, we just can't see it because we're in it. So this liberation at the root, fear, gets liberated through love. See? The line passes through the 4th chakra, okay? As it passes through the 4th chakra, right, it becomes the 7th chakra. So you see how it spirals? So as it spirals down, energy goes down, goes up, right? And as it goes up, it passes through the heart chakra, soup, becomes the 7th chakra. So the earth is heaven. That's where the idea of heaven comes from. Earth and heaven. Why? Because the earth is here, stars are here, right? So the 1st chakra is the 7th chakra. But the only reason we know this is because we were liberating fear, and fear was liberated by love, and love showed us that the earth is heaven, that the stars are important. You know, that like this love for things showed us this energy, and it liberated fear. As we continue on our quest, as we circle around, so now we know that heaven is on earth. We circle again, we go back to the 2nd chakra. Now we move to the 2nd chakra. What happens at the 2nd chakra as we pierce the 2nd chakra? Okay, I'm horny. I'm feeling really horny. I'm feeling very sexual. I'm feeling very, I want to connect with someone. You know, I want to connect. I want a partner. I want something. I want someone, right? I want something. Or it can go the other way. I'm asexual. I don't want anyone. Right? It doesn't matter. It's just energy. right? Whether it's someone or something, it's like a possession, right? How do you liberate that? So how do you liberate, let's say the root chakra is fear, the second chakra is like, I don't want to call it pain and pleasure, but it is very much pain and pleasure. So the first one is fear, that really doesn't have to do anything with pain and pleasure. The next thing we evolve into is pain and pleasure. So when the second chakra comes, pain, pleasure, dominant, submissive. All these energies that you're seeing on a sexual level come from a spiritual context. The spiritual context is through love. If you liberate that energy, if you liberate the energy, it becomes the sixth chakra. So your sexual desires, what they say, the most sexual organ in the body is your mind. And that's why women are more sexual creatures, because to women, sexuality is more cerebral, it's more mental, it's more about the energy. And for men, it's more physical. Right? It's just more of a physical thing. Right? So again, this energy of love balances us from both sides into this energy. It liberates it, the pain and pleasure, through love. So how do we liberate pain and pleasure? Through love. And then we circle again with the energy into the third chakra. And the third chakra is what? The third chakra is our Manipura. Oh yeah, sorry, second chakra. Let me finish this thought as we circle up. Sorry, the beloved. So the lover, the thing that you object, the thing that you want, now becomes the beloved, God. So earth, heaven, lover, beloved. We circle one more time. And you see how the circling, this is the final piece, that each chakra in liberation, as you liberate the first chakra, that's realizing the next chakra, which is not the second. If you liberate the first, you're realizing the seventh. If you liberate the second, you're realizing the sixth. If you're liberating the third, you're realizing the fifth. The fourth is, this is realization. Love is the answer. Love, what we call love, which, if you really understand it, which is the seventh, it's light. Right? Love is light, which is earth, density. It's all one. So this is where it'll blow your mind, and we'll stop here today. So this can get kind of confusing. You're like, oh, so when I'm sitting there, am I feeling a vortex? It's like, no, it's super easy. And I love mountains, always love mountains. If you see the Petroyama thing, this is why. So this is a topographical map. This is what maps look like of mountains on top. This is a picture of a mountain from the side. Now what I want you to do is I want you to imagine a mountain. Okay? That's a mountain, right? A mountain is vertical. I want you to imagine on top. So now, think of your energy as a mountain, okay? As you move from chakra to chakra through this swirling vortex, it's not going like this. As you lie down, it's going like this. It's going like this, right? So it's spinning this way or it's spinning this way. If it's spinning this way, it's liberation, because you're starting at the base and you're going up to the seventh. It goes this way and you're starting this way to this way, which is the saint or the Buddha coming back to the people. Right? So it's the other way, it's realization. So the energy has to liberate first, and the liberation, as you can see in the image, it's upward, up the mountain. You're going upward, so you're moving through from past, the heart is present, and the seventh chakra is future. And so as you move through these chakras, as you move through the energy, liberation, 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 as you move through liberation, each one, as you pass through the heart center, as you'll see, we're going to talk about these things next time. But as you see, let's go to here. Let's go down. Come all the way to the end where it says liberation. Here. So liberation, you see the mountain? There's guilt, shame, regret, and there's awareness, acceptance, awakenness. You see that slide? So you see the triangle? Basically, when you understand this, if you understand, wait a second, no, it's a mountain going this way, and I'm climbing it this way, let's say, right? If you see it like the makraba, like a fourth dimensional thing. Get off this whole male, chakras are a penis. Chakras are not a penis. Chakras are a yoni. You know, it's like, it's both, right? It's the Shiva Lingam in yoga philosophy, right? It's the central, but it's like around us, okay? So the heart is actually the pivotal experience. Everyone keeps trying to go for the crown, like the king, the queen. No, it's the heart. It's the heart. This is the most important thing. Everyone bypasses it because I don't think they understand it. But basically, as you move and liberate, if you see it as a triangle, when I liberate my root chakra, that opens. The only reason this exists is because this exists and it passed through my heart. So my root is liberated through my heart, through love, and that's what gives me my crown. That's why Christ said, my kingdom is on earth, but you cannot see it, right? It's like there's like a kid playing king of the castle, right? He is king of the castle because he has love, right? It makes him king of the castle, right? He feels it. We don't feel it because we're like, oh, there's an actual king and they have money and we don't have money and blah, 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 right? So we're not liberated. So this whole notion of the consciousness of the chakras rising, each one is liberating the next one. And we're going to go deep into that next week, okay? So I'm leaving you with that. So let's sit and just center ourselves. Actually, you can lie down if you want, just a quick, just grounding, lots of knowledge, lots of information, right? But the idea here is I'm going to try and give you as much as I can. You take in what you can. We'll keep absorbing it through the practice. That's the point. So as you breathe and be, just feel your heart center, feel that heart, and I just want you to feel that looping. I just want you to feel the energy. I want you to breathe into your root, and you remember your root is your crown. So your earth, why you're here on earth, is to manifest heaven. Right? Heaven on earth. What could be better than that? Why wait for something? Right? Why are we waiting for it? It's right here, right now. That's why yoga starts now. Okay, and then let's loop again. Let's feel our second chakra, partnership, connection, sexual energy, all these things of possession, of wanting, right? Let's feed that through the heart. What does the heart have to say about it? Sixth chakra, forehead, vision. Vision, can you envision? Rather than look for your dream girl or dream boy, can you be the dream of someone else's? Can you be that person they are dreaming of? And that's the beloved, the lover and the beloved. This union, communion, partnership. And if you have a lover, then they can become the beloved through that chakra, through that energy. And spirituality and sexuality then go together. They flow. Or they do not flow. Either way. There's no need, there's no want. It's through love. And we go up higher to our jobs. Some of us are sweeping floors. Some of us are cleaning toilets. Some of us are sitting in front of a computer all day. We have all this aspiration for material things. Let that go through love. I think it was Oprah Winfrey who said, if you love something, you never work a day in your life. Right? If you love something, you never work a day in your life. Why? Because you're liberating it. Now it's not effort, it's just reward. It's not about the money. It's about the honey. Just doing it. It's a blast. It's like doing your favorite thing. So love transforms the lower into the higher. Love transforms the lower into the higher. The seventh, the sixth, the fifth chakra exists because love exists. Without love, we would just be needs, wants, duty. Just like animals, right? This is it. That's it. But because we can imagine, we have love. We can imagine love, we can feel its nectar, we can feel its sweetness. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. With that beautiful love in our hearts, remember always, this is why we're here, and this is why we're doing what we're doing. And although this is a program, it's really about programming, right? For you to all be pros. And what are you being pros at? Being pros at this beautiful poetic language, this poetic journey that you are all on of love. and of light, of vision, of feeling through time and space. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti yogis, peace, peace, peace in your hearts and your lives, all that you see, are, and be. The light in me sees, shares the light in each of you, grounded in gratitude, in love, with love, and through love. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.